You ever find yourself on like an agile team and you suddenly realize you need some really specific skill that
Yeah.
you just don't have in-house?
Right.
Like maybe a certain type of data scientist or something.
Totally.
And then boom, the next thing you know, it's all meetings and negotiations.
Enough of meetings here.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating little dynamic, right?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're diving into today, getting a better grasp on agile
All
negotiations.
right.
And we're pulling insights from Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabone.
Sounds good.
Our big question, the thing we want to really nail down, is what's the main thing that comes out of those like first crucial talks with outside partners? You know, the ones that happen early on.
Right.
Because honestly, for anyone working in this world, really understanding that core outcome can make such a difference in how you approach those situations
Yeah.
and keep your agile projects, you know, running smoothly.
Absolutely. So agile projects, they're all about flexibility, collaboration, delivering things quickly.
Speed is key.
But here's the thing, to actually pull that off,
Yeah.
you often have to bring in help from outside.
Makes sense.
Vendors, contractors, people with that niche expertise or specific offerings.
Right, the specialists.
Exactly.
So, okay, when you bump into these needs in the middle of an agile project, what usually comes out of those early negotiations with those folks outside the team?
What's that deliverable?
Yeah.
What are we looking at? That's the key question.
Yeah, what's the usual outcome?
Well, let's think about a few things first.
Okay.
Is it maybe about getting the okay from stakeholders
Like the thumbs up.
to like add new features, change the product roadmap?
Okay, so needing that internal green light to adjust things.
Yeah,
But wouldn't you say that's more of an internal sign-off?
you're right.
Not really a direct result of haggling with someone outside the team, right?
Yeah, more of an internal thing.
Okay, what about,
Well, what about compliance?
oh, right, making sure you're ticking all those boxes, the standards, the regulations.
All those rules and regs, gotta have them.
Definitely crucial, but
But you're not really negotiating those, are you?
no, they feel more like set ground rules, right?
Yeah, the framework you're working with.
Okay, so not that.
All right, let's try another one.
Okay.
How about getting approval for the project plan itself?
Ah, interesting.
There's got to be some back and forth to finalize that, right?
Oh, for sure. You need internal agreement on the plan.
Yeah,
But hold on, we're really zeroing in on those external collaborations.
right, those outside folks.
So if we put aside the internal stuff,
Mm.
what's the most common thing, the most essential thing that comes out of those agile negotiations?
You know, the first ones with external partners,
The early birds.
yeah, well, it boils down to contracts.
Contract.
Contracts to procure those vendors and contractors.
Ah, so it's about making it official, getting those agreements down on paper to bring those external skills into the project.
Exactly.
And when you're working out those initial contract details, what kind of specifics are usually on the table?
So typically, you're looking at things like defining the scope of work for the vendor, laying out those key deliverables,
What they're responsible for?
timelines, everyone's got to be on the same page.
Sure.
Payment structures, of course.
Right, the money stuff.
How communication is going to happen within that agile team.
So everyone's in the loop.
And often, you'll see clauses about flexibility and changes in requirements, especially in
There's
agile.
just things can shift so quickly.
We don't want rigid waterfall-style agreements here.
No, gotta stay adaptable.
Right. We need frameworks that can handle iterations and changing needs as the project evolves.
That makes a ton of sense.
Got to build that in from the start.
You need those clear expectations right up front
Totally.
and those mutually agreed upon terms, all to support that smooth, collaborative, agile process.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So basically, when you're dealing with those first external partnerships in Agile,
Yeah.
the main focus of those talks is about laying down those contractual foundations.
Yeah.
Those agreements are like the bedrock
They really are.
for bringing in that expertise you need and making sure things don't get bogged down.
Keep it moving.
And it really makes you think about how clearly defined those contracts are
Right.
and how while they bake in those collaborative elements, because that can have such a huge impact
Oh, yeah.
on the project's agility and whether it ultimately succeeds or not.
Huge impact.
So if you're looking to really dig into those principles, we highly recommend checking out Project Management for Project Managers
A great book.
by Orlando Casabone.
You learn a lot from it.
It's a great resource.
Absolutely.
Right.
For sure.
You ever find yourself on like an agile team and you suddenly realize you need some really specific skill that
Yeah.
you just don't have in-house,
Right.
like maybe a certain type of data scientist or something.
Totally.
And then boom, the next thing you know, it's all meetings and negotiations.
Enough of meetings here.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating little dynamic, right?
Absolutely.